Hey everybody, it's December 16th, 2017. It's my birthday. 51 years old today. So just want to do a quick video update. Just kind of what's going on with me, why you haven't seen a video from me in a few weeks, and just some other stuff. But first, I'm gonna splice in a video clip that I shot last week. And it's just about this assembly here. So without further ado, let's get to that. Hey guys, this is a quick video about this regulator slash flow meter that I picked up off of eBay for the MIG welder. So this is a cheap Chinese import, and I found this on eBay. And interestingly enough, even though it's a Chinese import, it actually appears to have come out of Canada, or it came by way of Canada to US from China. CA Canadian, $17.15. It was $13.33 US. That's silly. It says like 9 cents shipping, which was $1.07 shipping in United States currency. So this particular style right here and this brand, there's a ton of these on eBay by a whole bunch of different sellers, but they all have that same identical look, that box that looks like that and everything. So I just basically said, well, I'm in no hurry, so I'm willing to wait longer for the cheapest deal. So I went with this one, and this one actually is from this buyer. I can't even begin to say his name. He's got over 68,000 feedbacks, and he's got a 98.8 positive feedback rating, which is pretty good for that many feedbacks. I don't recall if it's said on here. You can see look at how many are offered by different people. Don't remember if it's said on here exactly where this comes out of. Well, it doesn't matter. So the important thing to realize about this, I'm just covering up my home address here, is I purchased this back on November 17th. I paid for it immediately. It came by Canada Post International Parcel Air, and you'll notice below it, today is December 9th, and it says that it was delivered 4 hours and 4 minutes ago. So this is what was in my mailbox, and the reason why I wanted to get this on video was, well, I did kind of want to do an unboxing anyways, but I also wanted to do a video before I even open the bag, because the bag is in really rough shape. It's torn open here. The box inside feels like it might be crushed, and we got that kind of noise going on in there. So it doesn't sound so great. So if I have a problem with the product being damaged inside, I will have video evidence.
Nice. So.
Oh yeah, that box is looking rough. Look at that. Big blowout here in the corner. Parts are ready to fall out of the darn thing. And actually, I forgot there's another item in here. It's actually a Christmas gift that I forgot was in there, so we'll just, my nosy son is sitting behind the camera on the chair next to me right now, so he's got a big goofy grin on his face. So we won't look at what that is. We'll look at that later in case there's something wrong with it. All right, so just out of curiosity, I wonder if we could figure out exactly where this thing originated in its whole trip through the world here. Okay, this came from
China.
Town of, I don't know how you say this, but I'll spell it. Fuqing. How do you think you say that? You better not say it a certain way. I'll tell you that right now. Wow. All right, so that's China. And there's a whole bunch of others. City, Fuqing, Fuzhou city, FUJ, oh, I don't know. Anyways, clearly this came from China. And then there's another label on the back here It appears that it went from China maybe this is the Canadian connection here. So I'm not sure how this works. But now this says China Post e-packet on it. United States Postal Service. This says China Post. So I don't know. Anyways, no doubt about it, this thing came from China. So let's... Alright, so clearly the box was designed in a way so that these two holes would keep this part from slamming around in here. And then that just kind of went by the wayside during whatever happened here. So, wow. Yeah, so the surprising thing is this actually doesn't look like it's damaged at all. I was worried about this plastic tube right here being cracked or broken. That looks like it survived. The dial, it's also plastic face on here. That also survived. And the pressure gauge says right on it, China Ningbo. So again, no doubt as to who makes that. There's some sort of like maybe an inspection sticker on the back here with Chinese graphics on it, or Chinese characters on it, I should say. Boy, the quality of the finish on this thing is really, this thing almost looks used. And the only reason I say that is because there's like pitting or something or corrosion on this area right here. And where else did I just see something? On the bottom here, look at how this is all kind of chewed up. The quality of the plating, if that is actually plating on this thing, is pretty poor. That's interesting. Well, makes me wonder whether or not any of these joints right here with the threads will end up being leak points that will have to be resealed. Might have to take this apart, unscrew it all, and seal the threads. Oh, this is the regulator knob to adjust the pressure. I wish I could describe what that feels like when I turn it. Feels like a 52-year-old arthritic knee. And this is the flow, okay? That feels a little bit better. That's it. It looks like it survived. I'm not going to know for sure until I actually hook it up to the tank and see what happens. So I'm going to cut this video short right here, and if I have a chance tonight, I'll go downstairs and put it on the tank and see what happens. Okay, and we're back from the video about the damaged package there. So I haven't installed that yet. So the next thing I've got to do with the Miller-Matic is I've got to get a spool of wire and just make up some hoses, and then I think that'll be actually ready to and put the new gun on it, and or the new whip, or whatever you want to call it, and we'll be able to actually try MIG welding. Also, still the things on my mind right now as far as really wanting to get to the AERCO TIG welder, finishing assembly of that and getting that set up with the water cooler and everything, and starting to practice TIG welding. I want to get to that, and then the natural progression should be that if I can get the TIG welder straightened out and become proficient at TIG welding, then we'll get back to hopefully the International Harvester 350 utility project, which is several years old now. I just watched my own videos the other day to refresh my memory as to what I had done on that thing, because I couldn't even remember, because I was already thinking, you know, every year I've said I'm going to get back to that, and every year summer comes and goes and we get winter, and we're in the dead of winter now here. Well, not the dead of winter, that's not really accurate. What I mean to say is we've got a snow cover here that looks like it's here to stay, and we've got below freezing temperatures pre-Christmas, which is a little bit different than, well, New England weather every year is different, so what are you going to do? Anyways, point being is, it's like, well, I'm not going to do too much outside now because of the weather.
I thought about it and I thought, well, you know what maybe I should do? Maybe I should actually just a little at a time try and do something with that tractor, even though it is winter, even though we've got all the snow on the ground. So what I'd like to do is try and get maybe a restart on that engine at least, if nothing else. So the next thing that needed to be done on that was I need to straighten out a problem with the steering shaft. The steering shaft that the steering wheel mounts on, okay? And my plan for that is to clean up the damaged area on that, build up the area with TIG weld, and then machine it in the lathe to fix the problem with that shaft. And then I'll be able to put the new steering wheel that I bought like 2 years ago on the thing, or a year, I don't know, lost track. And then the MIG welder, if I get the MIG welder running, well, then the next logical progression with that is I'd like to finish repairing the John Deere lawnmower deck. The last thing I did on that was try to repair some damage on the deck, and I was trying to do it with my arc welder, and I was having too much trouble blowing holes through the sheet metal. My thought was, well, this would be the perfect job for a MIG welder, so we'll probably do that. Now, that mower is now sitting over there in the snow. Obviously not going to do anything with that till spring, but maybe we'll still bring the deck down here in the basement workshop and repair the deck, put all the bearings in and everything that I bought for it, put that all together, so that come springtime, all I have left to do is maybe give it a quick paint job, put it on the mower. Probably have to clean the carb on the mower because that hasn't run in a while. Put a new battery in the mower and sell it in the spring, which is the perfect time to sell a mower when everybody's thinking about what they're going to do come summer for cutting grass. Because I don't need that mower, so I'm going to set it down the road. That'll clear one other piece of junk. Well, I shouldn't say junk. That'll clear one other item off the project list and off the property. That would be nice. What else have we got? Well, of course, we've got the new job. New job is taking up a lot of my time. I actually kind of took a little hiatus this past week because we've got my family coming into town for our traditional Christmas Eve get-together, which we're not doing on Christmas Eve. Obviously, I said it's December 16th. Because of the way the holidays are working out this year, it's going to be kind of tough for us to do what we want to do, which is normally a much bigger, we borrow the Seinfeld line, we call it Festivus, because it's not on Christmas Day, it's not on Christmas Eve. So anyways, so we've got actually family coming in for that today. So this week we've been cleaning up the pigsty of a house, not the pigsty of a workshop, as you can see. I have actually been trying to get down here and do some organizing, some cleaning. I've been actually looking at things that I've had that I know I'm not going to get around to using because I either have multiples of them or it's just something I don't need, and trying to sell those. And I'm blowing them out dirt cheap just because I don't want to go through the trouble of shipping and everything, so I'm basically throwing them on local web pages and Facebook for sale pages and saying, here, come and get them. So I got a guy, he wanted to come down today. He's probably going to come down tomorrow. I'm selling him, we agreed, if he shows up, he gets 3 4-way tool posts for a lathe for 60 bucks, 20 bucks a piece. Pretty good deal, I think. And I don't even remember what, one of those came with my Vernon lathe when I bought the Vernon lathe, and I don't anticipate using it because I've got my Loris on there. And then the other 2, I don't even remember where they came from. At this point, I'm just sick of looking at them, quite frankly. So that's just like one little example. And then there's plenty of other stuff. But when the threat of snow was upon us, the wife mandated that I've got to get several items inside so they don't get left out during the winter, which we normally do that, but some of those items have been brought down here in the basement and I didn't expect them to be down here, quite frankly. So it just compounded my problems as far as my storage goes. So the camera tripod right now is sitting on my hydraulic elevating platform, which I had to bring down here because I brought this can just probably see the corner of this thing, but this is a hot air oven used in a clean room environment for industrial or laboratory use. And these things are normally very expensive. I bought this out of the estate, and one of my estate sales, one of the really big ones. I actually wanted the cabinet that was underneath this initially, and when I went back for, you know, my like umpteenth trip there, this thing was still sitting there. So finally I gave him an offer for it and he took it. So, but now I need to sell it, okay, because I really don't have the room. I actually thought of holding on to this, believe it or not, because I thought it would be good for preheating castings, for welding, or it might also be good for just driving moisture out of components that I've washed or things like that. So it actually has some practical uses down here. The thing is, it's just so big, it takes up so much room. That's problem number one. Problem number two is it should have still even used a pretty high commercial value, monetary value to it. So my thinking is right now I'd rather have the money and the space than the item. So that's why this is going to probably go down the road. I just sent photos of it to a supplier out near Boston that deals in this type of equipment. I'm waiting for an answer from them whether or not they're interested. If they're not interested, this thing will probably go on eBay. There are two like it on eBay right now. They're both used. One of them, the asking price is $2,950 or best offer, I believe. $2,950 or best offer, or something like that, or $23, I don't know. The other one is $980 or best offer. So good luck to the guy who's asking $2,950 if this guy's asking $9. And you know what? They're not. Age makes a difference and everything else. Mine, if it goes up, will probably be about the same age as the one that's up there for $980 or best offer. Condition-wise, it's actually in pretty good condition. I wired it up down here to 220 to test it. It tests perfectly fine. Everything's working great. So I feel good about the fact that I should be able to sell this. It might take a little bit of time, but I just want to get it out of here. So that's what's going on with why this worse. I can barely walk around in here. Oh, so getting back to what else is down here. Well, last year we took the aluminum framed sunbrella fabric covered patio chairs for our patio set, which consists of 10 chairs. Okay, so we have a really big patio set because there's 5 of us in the family, and you know, that's 5 right there. And then if you want to invite anybody over, you need more room, right? So we bought this really big patio set. It's a nice one. Took the 5 umbrella chairs, they stack on top of each other, and I stored them out in my old Alpine, my Alpine shed thing, the Shelter Logic type of, you know, frame, galvanized frame with the vinyl thing over it. So that thing is fairly weather tight, but it's not mouse proof, and that was the problem. What happened was mice went in there and they went in between where the chairs were stacked. They went into the little voids in there and they pooped and peed. And so it took a lot of scrubbing. It's a good thing it was sunbrella fabric, because the sunbrella fabric is very stain resistant and cleans up really well, because it's designed to be left outside, and it's not uncommon for mold to get on those things and have to be scrubbed off, I guess, or mildew or whatever. So long story short, we were able to clean them up and that was fine. Also had the umbrella out there, and the umbrella was closed, laying on its side. They went inside from the bottom, went up in there and nested and did what mice do, which is destroy things. And the little buggers, they yeah, I was gonna say another B word there. They chewed the fabric. So that, come springtime, take it out, clean it out, open it up, and we've got holes in it, okay? So, and that damn thing is expensive. So really, so the wife mandated, we're not going through that again. And she's right. Has to be stored in a mouse tight area, which the only place I have to do that is the basement shop here. My house is mouse tight, that I can say. So, anyways, so I got stuff everywhere, and then it was just a matter of, well, didn't have room to put them anywhere else for the time being, so I got our 2 kayaks are back here, much to my chagrin. So I've been trying to clean up and just make enough space to walk around down here, never mind anything else. So that's what's going on. I couldn't even tell you what the next video is going to, well, actually I can tell you what the next video is going to be. The next video is going to be a little flea market find video. I went to my local flea market 3 weeks ago, I think, and I hadn't been there in quite a while, and I came across one of the vendors who in the past has had a few machinist tools, and he had a Gerstner toolbox there, oak one, and he, like everybody else who gets these and that's in the flea market business, knows these are bringing big money, so of course he wants like $250 or $300 for the thing and believes that that is a great deal. So that is why you will probably never ever see me own an oak Gerstner toolbox, because I'm perfectly happy with my Kennedys, which give me plenty of storage room. Basement environment's not the greatest place for a pretty antique like a Gerstner. If your workshop is 100% climate and humidity controlled, I would say by all means splurge, get yourself a nice Gerstner. It's pretty to look at, but not for me. But I looked inside the drawers and he hadn't emptied it out yet, and I found several items, that didn't look like much by themselves, but when you started to put them together, you realized, hey, you've got something here. So I don't want to give away too much, but that's going to be kind of a neat little video. So I'm going to cut this video short right here. I've got to go upstairs. I gotta still shave and change clothes and get ready for my my family to come in and enjoy the holidays with. I think we're going to wrap this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you didn't. Oh, one last quick thing. We're over 4,500 subscribers right now. So there's still a glimmer of hope that I will hit the 5,000 mark before the new year. Originally, I think I was hoping by Christmas. I don't think that's going to happen. The rate of subscribers per day, not high enough. And part of that's content. But I've got so much content on here now that I'm picking up a lot of subscribers from older videos, older series. I've got guys that are going and looking at how to fix their steel chainsaws. I got guys that are going and looking at how to fix their Yamaha quad, or just guys who are working on their Dodge trucks or whatever. And those videos, a lot of those are very popular for that reason. So anyway, all right, I've said enough. Take care, and hopefully I'll get that odds and ends or flea market video completed and uploaded before Christmas. I will do my best to do that. If not, if I don't see you guys again before Christmas, Merry Christmas, and if for some reason I don't see you again before New Year's, Happy New Year.